Hello there, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today we are rolling up with rhinos. Welcome to an African savanna. This is where rhinos live. Let's see if we can spot one. Nope, that's a giraffe. No, that's a lion. Oh, I see a rhino. And there's another one. Rhino is short for rhinoceros. What a name. Sounds like a dinosaur name to me. Rhinos might remind you of dinosaurs, but they're not the same at all. Dinosaurs were reptiles, and rhinos are mammals, just like people. Rhinos are big and strong, but they're also gentle. They love rolling around in the mud, munching on grass, and taking slow strolls through the savanna. Rhinos are giant plant eaters with thick armor-like skin and powerful horns on their noses. They are super strong. And did you know rhinos can weigh more than a car? Up to 5,000 pounds. Believe it or not, rhino horns are made of the same stuff your fingernails are made of. It's called keratin. And just like your nails, their horns grow. So basically, they have giant nose nails. Weird, but true. A baby rhino is called a calf, and it is born without a horn. But don't worry, its horn grows in fast. Calves love to run and play, and they stay close to their moms for a few years. Aw, he's so cute. Look over there. It's a crash of rhinos. You heard me right. A group of rhinos is called a crash. Pretty cool, huh? But rhinos are in trouble, and they need our help. Some people are taking away the places where rhinos live, and others take their horns to sell them for money. Rhinos need homes, and they need horns to stay safe and healthy. Good news, though. Wildlife heroes are helping. Let's travel to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park to learn more about rhinos.
Hi, Lorax. My name is Hillary.
Hello, Hillary.
Would you like to go see some rhinos up close with me?
Well, let's go. So do the rhinos get along with the other animals in the park?
They sure do. So our rhinos live in a multi-species habitat, which means in this environment, they're going to be seeing animals that are just like the ones they would see out in their native habitat. Okay, come on. Somebody is talking. Yep. This idea of coexistence is super important for us here at the safari park and to promote out in their native habitat as well. Look, do you see the rhinos?
I just see rocks.
Ah, okay, well, look a little closer. Rock or rhino?
Oh, wait, I do see the rhinos.
This is a greater one-horned rhino. They're from India and Nepal. You'll see that their skin looks like they have armor on. That is actually an extra protection to protect against predators and the elements.
Oh, I see another rhino.
Yes, this is a southern white rhino. So we have two species of rhinos here. We have the southern white rhino from Africa and the greater one-horned rhino from Asia.
How are those two kinds of rhinos different?
The southern white rhinos, they're 100% grass eaters. But the greater one-horned rhinos, they can eat both grass and leaves from the trees.
Are rhinos friendly with each other?
They certainly can be. They do live in, depending on the species, some really interesting family groups. The southern white rhinos are the only truly social species, and they do really like to hang out together.
I want to know, what are baby rhinos like?
Oh, they are the cutest things ever. It is a very big, energetic baby. Our moms definitely have a lot to handle out here.
So, how long do rhinos stay with their moms?
It really depends on if mom is going to have another calf. So depending on mom, they may be together for between 2 and 3 years.
Whoa, what's that rhino doing?
It's actually wallowing in the mud. So just like you and I, rhinos don't have fur, so they have to protect their skin. So mud is an excellent sunscreen. It also acts as a bug repellent. It acts as something to cool them down, and it's a great exfoliant.
A mud bath sounds nice right about now in this hot sun. What's your favorite thing about rhinos?
That is such a good question. I absolutely adore how gentle they are. They're not mean or aggressive or cranky. They're actually very loyal and very gentle giants. And honestly, their babies are really cute.
They're also very important for their environment, aren't they?
They are very important. They help to mow down the grasses in the savanna, and they ensure that other animals can eat. So it's very important that we have them around, and we love having them here at the safari park.
And what's the safari park doing to help rhinos?
We are working with local communities all over the world to help protect rhinos. They are being poached for their horns, so it's really important that we work on anti-poaching efforts every single day to help these beautiful animals thrive.
Thanks so much, Hillary. I learned a ton.
Thank you, Lorax. See you next time.
Bye! Here are some ways you can help the rhinos. Talk about rhinos and share what you know. You can make art, a song, or a video to help others care too. When we take care of the earth, we help all animals, including rhinos. So please pick up trash, recycle, and be kind to the planet. And you can learn more about rhinos and other animals by reading books or visiting your local zoo. Thanks for joining me on our rhino adventure. I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. Ha ha! You can collect all of my trophies by learning about other amazing animals and places you can help protect. Keep on caring, nature keepers.
Hello, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Come along with me and grab your reef-safe sunscreen, because today we're going to the beach. Ah, yes, the beach. A place where you can go play in the ocean, build a sandcastle, and have some ice cream. But there is so much more at the beach. It's teeming with life. Beaches are made out of sand. Sand comes from rocks, minerals, and even shells. Water, wind, and weather over thousands of years causes these things to crumble like a cookie. That's called erosion. Have you noticed any living things while you were at the beach? Take a closer look, and you'll see tons of plants, insects, birds, fish, and animals all call the beach their home. But things like trash, pollution, and overfishing are bad news for marine life. That's why they need our protection. Let's visit the Marine Mammal Care Center, where some lovely humans are saving the lives of wild seals and sea lions.
The Marine Mammal Care Center is a hospital for sick and injured seals and sea lions that strand on the coast of Los Angeles County. We have thousands upon thousands of sea lions and harbor seals that live right off of our coast. And they'll haul out on the shore if they're not feeling well or if they just need to rest. The seals and sea lions that we see here at the Marine Mammal Care Center come to us for a variety of different reasons. The primary reason is lack of nutrition. We're going to make sure that they get the care that they need so we can get them rehabilitated, which means helping them to feel better, and then released back out into the ocean.
Everyone that you're seeing today, almost everybody is a year old or less.
So we have a California sea lion. You can tell a sea lion as different from a seal if you notice ear flaps on the outside, long front flippers that he's balancing on with no claws, and his rear flippers tucked underneath his body. So a sea lion can more or less walk on all fours, as opposed to the elephant seals and the harbor seals that have to inch around on their bellies like a worm. We call it galumphing is the name for that. So the elephant seals here, these are the ones getting really close to release. Their eyes totally black because this is a very bright situation for them, considering that they dive hundreds if not thousands of feet below the surface where it's really dark and really cold. When they come up to the surface, it's going to be really bright. Those whiskers allow them to sense the ripples made by a fish or a squid that's swimming through the water, so they can use those to be able to hunt down their food even if it's pitch black.
The harbor seals that we have, they'll feed on the shoreline and beaches, harbors, kelp forests. They're gonna find little fishes in between the cracks and crevices and things like that. And then our California sea lions, they're open ocean specialists. We feed exclusively herring and sardines. It's what gets them the most nutrition, the most fats, the most water, everything that they need.
Oftentimes the animals can gain 2 to 3 times their body weight while they're with us. So they can grow incredibly fast. And then we'll put the animal into sometimes a large dog kennel is what we'll use. And then we have this other device we call the moon buggy. Has these big wheels that roll on the sand, drive them down to the beach, and then show them the ocean. And oftentimes they just cruise right out of the pen and into the water. There's so much that we can all do to help to protect marine life, no matter how old you are. Thinking with the environment in mind is one of the most important things. We can make sure that we're reducing the amount of plastic that we purchase, that we're reusing things over and over and over again so we're not creating new waste. But also, something that we can do all the time is talk about it, like protecting marine life, protecting marine mammals, sharing the shore, making sure that wildlife has a space to be wild. If we're not talking about these things, then those things just won't happen. They don't happen on their own.
Hear that, nature keepers? There's lots of ways we can help the marine animals, especially the seals and sea lions who spend a lot of time on the beach. Well, now that you've learned about how to speak for the beach, I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about other amazing places and animals you can help protect. Thanks for caring, and keep it up, nature keepers. Welcome back, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today, we're going bananas for primates. Primates are a group of animals that include monkeys, apes, and lemurs. Do you know who else is a primate? You are! That's right, humans are also primates. Look at you, just monkeying around. Primates live all over the world, especially in jungles and rainforests, just like this one. Primates are excellent climbers. They have grippy hands and feet that they use to climb trees. Monkeys use their long tails and strong arms to swing on branches like little gymnasts. Wow, look at them go. They could be in the Olympics. Did you know apes usually walk around on all fours? But sometimes they walk on 2 legs, like us. Pretty neat. Primates are very smart. Great apes are the brainiest of all and can use tools, solve puzzles, and can even learn sign language. Here's a fun fact. Primates are nature's gardeners. When they eat their favorite snacks like mangoes, berries, cashews, and of course bananas, they spread seeds around the forest, which makes plants and trees grow. I love my forest helpers. But many forests are being cut down for things like logging, farming, and building roads and cities. Without trees, monkeys and apes lose their homes and food. They need our protection. Let's say goodbye to the jungle and travel to Southern California to learn more about primates at the San Diego Zoo. Hello.
My name is Yeleni Smith, and I am a wildlife care specialist at the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Oh, a friend of the animals. I like you already. Can you tell us how many kinds of primates you have here?
Here at the San Diego Zoo, we have 28 species. They range from apes like gorillas, orangutans, and bonobos to mandrill monkeys and even persimmons like lemurs.
Oh, are lemurs monkeys?
Lemurs are not a monkey, but they are a primate. Something really fun about lemurs is that they love to sunbathe. Sometimes they're down on the ground and have their arms opened wide, facing the sun, really soaking up those sun rays to get nice and warm.
Ah, that's my kind of day. What's that they're doing now?
So those lemurs are grooming one another. It's a great way for them to make friends and also keep each other clean and get bugs and dirt off their hair.
I'm probably due for a good grooming. Hey guys, me next.
Yeah, me too.
Why do these orangutans and siamangs live together?
Orangutans and siamangs live in the same forest in Sumatra. And so in zoos, they tend to like sharing the same space and they like to play with one another too.
Wow, those monkeys are making a lot of noise. Are they talking to each other?
They sure are. Monkeys love to communicate through making loud sounds to one another to let each other know how they're feeling, where food might be, or a predator's coming by.
Oh, by the way, what's the difference between a monkey and an ape?
The biggest difference is that monkeys have tails and apes do not.
Oh, look, is that a baby monkey?
Yeah, that is a baby monkey. Babies tend to travel with their moms and hold on to them for the first few months of their lives.
So, where do monkeys sleep?
Monkeys like to sleep up high, usually in the trees with their family.
Do they have big families?
Some monkeys or primates like to live in small families and some live in big families. Some live with just mom and dad and their brother and sister, and some live with grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and cousins too.
Sounds like a family reunion. Get ready for some serious monkey business. Ooh, a gorilla. What's their family like?
Gorillas are led by an adult male called a silverback with lots of females and their babies.
Wait a minute, look at that. Why do gorillas walk on their knuckles?
Gorillas walk on their knuckles in order to help them be stable when they're walking around the canopy floor.
What kind of food do primates eat here at the zoo?
Here at the San Diego Zoo, the primates get a well-balanced diet of vegetables, roots, fruit, greens, and some biscuits that are full of vitamins and nutrients, and they get lots of yummy snacks too, like popcorn, peanuts, sunflower seeds, and Cheerios.
How does the San Diego Zoo help protect primates?
So San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance has conservation hubs all around the world. And one of them is in the African forest, which is a biodiversity hotspot, which is full of endangered animals and essential forests that we're helping to protect.
Thanks, Yeleni. Bye.
Bye, Lorax. See you next time.
You can help protect monkeys, primates, and other animals in the rainforest by asking your family to use products with eco-friendly labels, like paper and wood items that are good for the environment. You can write letters or draw pictures asking companies to protect the rainforests. And you can learn more about primates by reading books or visiting your local zoo. Thanks for joining me on our monkey adventure. I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about other amazing animals and places you can help protect. Keep on caring, nature keepers. Greetings, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today, we're going to my favorite place, the forest. Forests are filled with trees and grow in almost every part of the world. I love the smell of my precious trees. So many animals call the forest their home, like raccoons, coyotes, foxes, and skunks. One of my favorite kinds of animals you can find in the forest are wolves. Wolves are carnivores. That means they eat mainly meat. But did you know that they're also very social creatures? They live and hunt together as a family called a wolf pack. Even though you should never approach a wolf in the wild, they need our protection. Lauren from the Lockwood Animal Rescue Center is here to tell us more.
Lockwood Animal Rescue Center rescues a lot of wildlife, so things like wolves and coyotes and raccoons and foxes, macaws and Amazon parrots, horses, pigs, and we also have a skunk. But he's a nighttime guy. He likes to sleep during the day. We take in these animals that otherwise would have nowhere else to go. This is nothing like the wild, but it also protects them from the dangers of being in the wild. There's a trade-off, but I think they're happy. Oh my gosh. That's what you get when you give love. Every ounce that you give, you get back, especially from these guys who know that they've been rescued. Hi. Oh, my baby. He's such a good boy. Why do coyotes get such a bad rap? This beautiful animal, a pure wolf, came to us from one of those Hollywood movie animal programs, and he didn't want to act. He was like, this is not my choice of professions. And we're very grateful that he came here. What a gentle boy you are. Here, baby. Wolves are what's considered apex predators. They're the top of the food chain. Depending on what area they are, they might eat moose or elk, and they'll eat things like deer, and they make the herds run. And that keeps the herds healthy, and it also keeps the environment healthy because they move these animals away from the grazing grounds. Otherwise, the deer and the other animals would just eat everything up, and it is not good for the environment. Here he comes, here he comes. So when a wolf walks, they keep their head, their back, and their tail all in a one straight line. And they lope. They don't usually walk, they usually kind of trot. And that allows them to go long distances. They can go 20, 30 miles just on that trot. And it helps them to conserve energy. Hi, Esther. Hi, Mama Girl. So Esther, she is exactly 50% half wolf and half Alaskan sled dog, like a Malamute. People want to own a piece of the wild, and they very often end up with wolf dogs, but they don't make good pets, and they don't learn like dogs do. And when they get older, they're not in their puppy stage anymore. They're usually relinquished to either a sanctuary or they end up in the shelters. Just a little bit about how to identify a dog, a wolf dog, and a wolf. Wolves have long, skinny legs like they're walking on stilts. Wolves do not bark. They howl. They have short, coarse fur. And their tails are never curled up over their backs. Dogs usually have tall, pointed ears. Wolves have short ears that are usually a little bit rounded at the top, and they have lots of fur in their ears. A wolf dog has a mixture of those traits. The more wolf that they have in them, the more they're going to look like the wolfy traits. What's this? His ears are pointed, he's wagging his tail. He's got a big, boxy muzzle. He's got short, coarse fur, long, skinny legs. He is actually just over 50%. Hi, you're a funny-looking dog, aren't you? But you're so handsome, too. We can't release a wolf dog into the wild because they have doggy traits, and that would not be good for the wild population of wolves if they mix with those. And then they'd come up to someone's home and say, hey, what's for dinner? And that wouldn't be safe for anybody. I have loved wolves since I was a little kid. I'm so grateful for what they give me by allowing me in their lives. It really means something special. If you take away the wolf from the forest, you're actually causing damage to all the other animals, including human animals. We need wolves. Wolves are essential to keep our entire ecosystems intact. And that's one of the miracles of wolves.
Thanks, Lauren. You got that, Nature Keepers? You can help protect our forests and the wolves by learning and telling people about how important wolves are, visiting forests, reusing paper products like cardboard, and you can always plant trees and watch them grow. I love how much you care about nature, so I'm gonna give you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about all the amazing places and animals that need our protection. Thanks for watching, and keep on caring, Nature Keepers. Welcome back, Nature Keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today, we're happy for hippos. The name hippo is short for hippopotamus. Can you say that 5 times fast? Hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. Moving on. We are in sub-Saharan Africa, right by a big, beautiful river. Hippos live in rivers, lakes, and swamps, just like this one. Hello, hippo. The name hippopotamus means water horse in Greek. But guess what? Hippos aren't related to horses at all. Their closest animal relatives might be pigs, whales, or even dolphins. Did you know that hippos spend most of their time underwater, but they don't swim? They can't even float. Instead, they walk or bounce along the bottom of the river. As they move, they stir up the dirt on the river floor, kind of like a big underwater bulldozer, making new paths and helping fish and plants find food and places to live. I love my river guardians. Hippos sleep a lot during the day because they are most awake at night. They waddle out of the water, wiggle their tiny ears, and use their super sniffers to find tasty treats, like juicy fruit that falls from trees. Do you know what sound a hippo makes? Well, they sound like this. What a funny sound! Can you make a sound like a hippo? Oh, that's great! While hippos look cuddly, they can be fierce fighters. Hippos have sharp tusks and use them to fight off lions, crocodiles, hyenas, and even each other. Hey, watch it there. Hippo moms are super protective and will chase away anything that comes too close to their baby. And when baby hippos get tired, they ride on their moms' backs like a little boat. Hey, little guy, you got a ticket? Even though hippos are strong, they still need our help. Their homes are getting smaller, and some people hunt hippos for the ivory in their big teeth called tusks. But we can help keep hippos safe. Now, let's meet some hippos at the San Diego Zoo in California.
Hi, Lorax.
Hello.
I'm Jen. I'm a senior wildlife care specialist here at the San Diego Zoo.
What's it like caring for hippos?
Hippos are so much fun to work with.
Oh, yeah? What do they do all day?
Hippos usually sleep during the day, but other times they can be sassy and spunky and really silly.
I bet they eat a lot. What's feeding time like?
Hippos are herbivores, which means they eat plants. And here at the San Diego Zoo, we feed them a variety of hay. They get some produce like apples, melons, corn is one of their favorites.
Hey, mine too.
They eat about 80 to 90 pounds of grass every night in Africa.
What do you think of my hippo impression?
Pretty good, but it could use a little work.
Hey, is that a baby hippo?
Well, actually, that's a pygmy hippo. We have 2 species of hippo here at the San Diego Zoo. We have river hippos and pygmy hippos.
They're so little.
Pygmy hippos are much smaller. That right there is an actual baby pygmy hippo, and we call it a calf.
Oh, it's so cute.
Most of their time during the day is in the water. So that's when the sun's out, it's really harsh, so they can stay in the water and stay nice and cool and protected from the sun.
Oh, yeah, it gets really hot in Africa. I hope they wear sunscreen.
Hippos have their own sunscreen. It's built right in. It's a mucus that they secrete that when it dries on them, it crystallizes and it creates this force field and it locks in moisture, helps keep them nice and cool and hydrated, but also reflects the sun's rays.
You said secrete? That's like sweating, right?
They call it blood sweat, and it's not blood or sweat. It's a mucus, yeah.
Mucus? Like boogers? Can hippos breathe underwater like fish?
No, hippos can't breathe underwater, but they can hold their breath for a really long time, about 5 minutes.
That's so cool. We really gotta help protect the hippos.
The San Diego Zoo works with conservancies in Africa to help the river hippo. They work on restoring their habitat and also making sure that they have grazing areas.
Hippo, hippo, hooray! Thanks, Jen.
Bye, see you next time, Lorax.
You can help protect hippos and other freshwater animals by saving water, like turning off the tap while brushing your teeth to keep rivers and lakes full. You can also remind others not to buy things made from animal teeth or tusks. Hippos need their big teeth to stay safe. And you can learn more about hippos and other animals by reading books or visiting your local zoo. Thanks for joining me on our hippo adventure. I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about other amazing animals and places you can help protect. Keep on caring, nature keepers. Welcome back, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today we're going to the farm. Old McLorax had a farm, E-I-E-I-O-ho-ho, sorry. The farm is where people grow crops and raise animals. You can find lots of different kinds of animals on a farm, like cows, pigs, and chickens. Pigs have excellent memories and are really smart, even smarter than your dog. But just like dogs, they love belly rubs. That hits this part a little to the left. Oh, yeah. Chickens like to cluck. But did you know that the chicken language has over 24 different types of sounds? That doesn't even include body language. These animals give people food, clothing, and other goods. But raising animals on a farm can also hurt the environment if they aren't taken care of properly. This is Farmer Rob, who's working to run his farm in a way that can actually help the land.
It all starts with the soil. We call ourselves grass farmers. You can't grow grass without healthy soil, and your animals can't grow unless you have healthy grass. So when we originally landed on this property, it had been farmed for years as a potato farm, and there was almost no organic material or nutrition in the soil at all. It was basically space dust. So the first thing that we did is we brought animals out here, we started putting that organic material back into the soil. Now you start to see all these other animals in this ecosystem form around the ones we're running. So here on the farm, we have cows, we have sheep, we have pigs, we have geese, we have ducks, and also we have the native wildlife, so the hawks, the owls. We also have ground squirrels, we have different rodents, and all of these things coexisting on the property. Oh, and our livestock guardian dogs. Come here, Doug. Come here, buddy. Come here. The dogs are essential to the farm because we have lots of animals that want to eat our chickens, eat our pigs, and so the dogs are there. They live with the animals 24/7. They're there to keep them safe and protect them. In the Pyrenees Mountains in France for thousands of years, you would have these dogs. That's why they kind of look like sheep, because they would lay within the sheep herds, and if a wolf or a predator came, they would be in there and they would be able to defend them. And so definitely a crucial part of the farm. So when an animal is raised on a farm where only one animal is raised, like a cow, a lot of times there can be negative impacts on that animal, and the farm can have negative impacts on the environment. And so what we try to do here is integrate all the animals together, and they can really improve the environment around it. We can head over here and check out the cows. If we get too much closer, they'll just run off. Cows are really fun to raise for a number of reasons. One of them is just the way that they integrate in nature. Even when they eat and the way they wrap their tongue around grass and pull, that tugs on the roots and it stimulates growth. And cows are super intelligent. That's exactly what you want. Poop is great. It's the fertilizer for the soil. And the soil then has the bacteria in it, which breaks down the poop, and that creates a healthier spot for the grasses to grow. The grasses keep nutrients in the soil, and they keep the water from running off, and it makes a much healthier environment for the animals. A lot of what we do is mimic nature. So if you look at the Great Plains hundreds of years ago, you had herds of millions and millions of buffalo. They would come through and eat the grasses down. And so we run our larger ruminants first. So the cows come through and they eat the grasses down. And then as the antelope would follow the bison and the buffalo, now we have our sheep and our goats follow behind that. And then the chickens follow behind that, and the pigs, and they're kind of the cleanup crew. We let the ground rest and we let the soil heal. And then by the time we run over that pasture again the next time, we have a much healthier grass and environment. Chickens are really fun to work with for a number of reasons. They lay really cool eggs. You can have blue eggs, you can have brown eggs, you can have white eggs, even green eggs. The hens are actually very proud, so when they're in there laying an eggs, they squawk and they let everybody know that they're doing it. The inside has holes all over the floor, so we can control how much manure is in each spot. Basically, we just move the coop about a full length every day. We encourage our chickens to be outside eating bugs and worms. I would say about 40% of their diet comes from doing exactly what they're doing, out picking, scratching, foraging. They almost look like a T-Rex the way they kind of walk. You'll see them in the mud, they're digging with their talons, looking for worms, really letting them express the chickenness of the chicken. But one thing you always see is vegetarian fed chicken when you're in the supermarket, and chickens are not meant to be vegetarians. So we feed the chickens in the coop, and the pigs are always under it, so a lot of the feed falls on top of the pigs. Pigs are awesome because a pig is what you would picture on a very lazy afternoon at the spa. They're getting their mud facials and rolling around and just being dirty, but it looks like they probably have the most fun on the farm out of anybody. There's never a dull moment with the geese, and the geese are a little bit more aggressive. You have to be careful around them because they'll hiss at you, but the geese are fun to be around because if there is a predator that comes in, the geese will alert the dogs and let the dogs know that they need to come protect the other animals. Farms that aren't organized in a regenerative manner can definitely have a negative impact on the environment. So one of the best ways to help regenerative agriculture is to learn about it, is to educate yourself on where your food comes from and how it's raised. Talking with your friends and researching it are great ways.
Thanks, Farmer Rob. You can help make farms better by visiting farms to learn how to take good care of animals, reducing food waste at home, and joining programs that support local farms. Get out to your local farmers markets with your family and buy some fruits and vegetables. They're delicious. Because you paid such great attention, I'm giving you a Truffula trophy to add to your collection. You can collect all my trophies by learning about all the amazing places and animals that need our protection. Thanks for watching, and keep on caring, Nature Keepers. I'm counting on you. Listen up, Nature Keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Let's get buzzing, because today we're going to a bee farm, also known as an apiary. You heard me. This is where the honey is made. Did you know that honeybees live in hives? And do you know who runs the hive? It's the queen bee. All bow to the queen. Not only is she the boss, but she also lays up to 2,500 eggs in one day. Wow. Another fun fact is that bees love to dance. When a worker bee wants to tell the other bees where the good flowers are, she does a waggle dance. Can you waggle like that? Bees are essential to people and our planet, but they are being hurt by things like pesticides, habitat loss, and pollution. They need our protection. Thankfully, more and more people are caring for our precious bees.
My name is Eli, and I'm the beekeeper.
Tell us more about what you do, Eli.
The job of a beekeeper is to keep the bees happy I provide the bees with a home, and in exchange, they fill the home with honey and they fill the home with bees. As a beekeeper, sometimes I have to go into the hives and disturb the bees, so I wear a bee suit so that I can do my work without worrying about the bees stinging me. The suit covers my whole body, and it comes with a hood with a screen, and I can zip it up and seal myself inside the suit so that I'm completely protected from the bees. A beehive is made up of a queen, all of her daughters, who are the worker bees, and a handful of drones, which would be her sons. So when a worker bee is born, she becomes a nurse bee. When they get a little older, they graduate to be housekeeping bees, which are responsible for collecting the honey, defending the hive, and building what's called bee bread. And when those bees graduate, they become forager bees, which means that they fly out of the hive and they go and they visit flowers, even 5 miles away from the hive, to find what they need to find. Oh, here's a drone. That's a drone bee. And you can tell the drone bees, they don't have stingers and they have really big eyes because they have to be really good at seeing the queen when she's flying. So right here is the queen bee, and you can see that actually her head and her midsection are the same as the other bees, but her tail is twice or maybe even 3 times bigger than the other ones. And that's because she has the ability to lay eggs. And often they lay more than their own body weight in eggs a day, which means that they're being constantly fed and tended to by the other bees. And as you can see here, these bees are actually facing her, and they're grooming her, and they're feeding her, and they're making sure that she's healthy and happy. Bees eat pollen, which comes from flowers, and nectar, which also comes from flowers. And on their bodies, they have hair. As they land on the flower, pollen granules will stick to their hair. And so as they fly from flower to flower, they're moving pollen from flower to flower, which achieves what we call pollination, which is necessary for plants to reproduce viable seeds or fruits or vegetables. The process of making honey is very beautiful. The nectar in the flowers is mostly water with sugar mixed into it. As the bees collect it, they drink it into their stomach, and they have a special stomach that's called their honey stomach. And they use that to transport 1 drop of nectar back to the hive. When they get back to the hive, another bee will drink it up into her stomach, and they'll go on passing that drip of nectar from bee to bee. The last bee will deposit that nectar into a cell inside the hive. The bees will use their wings to blow air across the top of the nectar and dry the water out of the nectar, which is why honey is so thick and sticky. So this is a good frame to see because you can see the fresh nectar in these cells, but this is the capped honey. When I do a harvest, what I'll do is I'll take the bees off the frames, and you cut off the top layer of wax, and then the machine spins them around and slings the honey off the frames, and then we can pour that into jars. Honey is really special because what you're getting to do is taste thousands and thousands of flowers with every bite. I don't think we should be scared of bees. We should be very respectful of bees because bees are doing their work and they don't want to be bothered. Bees sting for really only 2 reasons. One is by mistake. So that means you step on a bee and it stings you. The other reason why they might sting is because they feel protective of their hive. Their hive is all they have, and so they'll pretty much do anything to protect themselves. So if by mistake we bump into a hive, or there's a hive in a tree that's been disturbed, the bees might want to sting. So we just want to be aware that when we're around bees, that we're very respectful and we don't disturb them.
Thanks, Eli. You heard him, Nature Keepers. Bees are our friends. They help us in so many ways. And there are a lot of safe ways we can help them too. You can help the bees by planting gardens, teaching others about bees, and supporting your local beekeeper by eating honey. That's the fun part. All right, now you know all about the bee farm. And since you've been such a good listener, I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about other amazing places and animals you can help protect. Keep on caring, Nature Keepers. I'm counting on you. Greetings, Nature Keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Grab your water shoes, because today we're gonna hop around the pond. A pond is a small area of still fresh water. Ponds may look small, but they do a big job in supporting all kinds of wildlife. Many creatures love to hang out at the pond, me included. Water birds like ducks, geese, and herons build their nests near the water's edge. Other animals you might see are insects, fish, and amphibians. Amphibians live on both the land and in the water. One of my all-time favorite amphibians are frogs. Did you know some frogs can jump more than 20 times their body length? That's like a human jumping higher than a 10-story building. Wow! I bet you didn't know that almost 2/3 of all freshwater wildlife live in ponds. Ponds are really important because they support biodiversity. That's a fancy word meaning a variety of living things that are interconnected. Here to tell us more is a science teacher, Christina.
One of the beautiful things about the environment is the way that everything is connected. The pond is a great example of an ecosystem. An ecosystem is the community of everything around an area, the plants, the animals, and the non-living things like the rocks and the minerals. And in an ecosystem, the things are all depending on each other. Even if something doesn't seem important, like you may think, bugs aren't very important. But if there were no bugs, the birds wouldn't have anything to eat, and there wouldn't be any birds. So each thing is important in its own way. All right, I'm looking for bugs to catch. I see some swimming around in here. Look at this cute little snail. Snails love water. They need it for their little trail of slime that comes out the back. I think this guy is very cute. You may wonder, how do plants and algae get their food? Because they just seem to sit there, right? They don't go anywhere. Well, they take the heat and light from the sun. The plant's roots take nutrients from the soil, and the leaves take in air. And the sun helps the plant process those minerals and what they get from the air, and that's how the plant gets the food, and that is called photosynthesis. In the food chain, the animals eat the plants, and that energy goes to the animals. And then some animals may eat other animals, like birds eat insects, and that energy then goes into the birds. The energy flows through the food chain, all coming from our lovely sun. So right here we have some poison oak. This can grow near ponds, and it is something to watch out for because if you touch it, it can make you super itchy, and it is not fun. If you do get some poison oak, look for this plant. It's called mugwort. People call it nature's antidote. Rub it where you got the poison oak, and it should help with the itching some. When you're visiting a pond, you want to make sure to protect the biodiversity and the nature. This is this plants and animals' home, so you don't want to harm their home. You want to treat the things you find with respect. And you want to leave it beautiful, so when other people come and visit, they can enjoy it too. In general, for the environment, it's a great idea to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Especially don't leave any trash at the pond, but don't leave it anywhere. Find ways to reuse what you have so that we're not creating waste. If you enjoy learning about ponds, one of the best things you can do is learn more. Study what is around you, where you live, and sharing what you learn with other people. It's so nice and relaxing to just sit by a pond, take in the sounds, and enjoy the sights. It's a great place to bring your family or your friends and have a great day out in nature.
I like the way you think, Christina. All living things are connected and have to work together on this beautiful planet we call home. Great job, nature keepers! Because you care so much, I'm giving you a Truffula trophy. You can collect all my trophies by learning about all the amazing places and animals that need our protection. Thanks for watching, and keep on caring, nature keepers! Hello there, nature keepers. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and by the time we're through, you'll be speaking for nature too. Today, we're staying cool
penguins. Welcome to Antarctica. We are on an iceberg with a lively colony of wild penguins. While penguins are birds, did you know they can't fly? Instead, they swim. Whoosh! Oh, they sure go fast. On land, they waddle, slide, and scoot around. They are a little bit more graceful in the water, don't you think? There are 18 types of penguins, and guess what? They all live in the southern half of the world. That's the bottom half. Not all penguins live in the snow. They can be found in South America, like these chinstrap penguins. New Zealand, like these yellow-eyed penguins. Oh, they look like they got goggles on. And even Africa, like these African penguins. The biggest penguin is the emperor penguin, who stands tall at 4 feet. The smallest is the little blue penguin, who's only about as tall as your ruler. That's a foot. The fastest bird swimmer is the gentoo penguin. And the best rockhopper is the rockhopper penguin, of course. The rockhopper also has the best hairstyle. That's not scientific, that's just my opinion. Penguins eat small sea creatures like krill, squid, and fish. They don't have teeth, but instead they have spikes on their tongues to help them catch dinner. You ever have spikes on your tongue? I hope not. When it gets really cold in Antarctica, emperor penguins huddle together for warmth. Ah, nice and toasty. Hey, stepped on my foot. Think of it as a life-saving hug. Penguins lay eggs like any other bird. After they hatch, Mom and Dad penguins let their babies ride on their feet to stay warm. They like to raise their young in giant groups called colonies. They're so fluffy. One of the largest colonies is home to about 1 million penguins. Now that's a penguin party. But many of the penguins' icy habitats are at risk. If the ice melts away, where will the penguins play? Come on, nature keepers. They need our help. Thankfully, lots of people are helping the penguins and teaching others how to protect them. Let's visit the San Diego Zoo, where we can see penguins and learn more about them.
Hi, Lorax.
Hello.
My name is Debbie Denton, and I am a senior wildlife care specialist.
Can you tell us about the penguins you have?
Well, Lorax, we have African penguins here at the San Diego Zoo. A lot of people don't really think of penguins when they think of Africa. You're thinking about elephants or lions, but there are penguins that do live in Africa.
What's it like being a wildlife care specialist?
Taking care of penguins here at the zoo, it's a lot of cleaning. They poop every 8 minutes or so.
8 minutes? Wow.
So a lot of our morning is spent in the habitat with a fire hose.
You must really love those penguins.
I just love them because they're feisty little animals. They have a lot of personality, they're very curious, and they're just fun to watch. They're always doing something to make us laugh.
Penguins are birds, so why can't they fly?
Penguins can't fly because they're built for life at sea. So you're either going to be able to swim really well or you're going to be able to fly really well. And penguins swim really well. Their feathers trap air next to their skin, and that helps keep them up on top of the water.
I love how they're white and black. Is there a reason why they are these colors?
It's a form of camouflage. If you're in the water and you look up, you're not going to be able to see them because they're going to blend in with the sky above. And when you're looking down at a penguin in the water, their black back is going to blend in with the dark sea below.
Wow, that's cool. They must be good at hide and seek. And what about those babies? Why are they so fluffy?
Babies are fluffy so they can keep themselves warm when both parents are gone to find their next meal. Once the chicks get to be about 8 months old, they grow in their waterproof feathers and they leave the nest. The penguins spend most of their life in the ocean, and 100% of their diet comes from the ocean. So we feed them fish here.
Hey guys.
2 different types of fish, and they get to eat as much as they want.
So that's why they poop so much. You sure look after them.
African penguins are very endangered, and that's scary to someone who loves African penguins. They're challenged by not being able to find food, the changing ocean temperatures taking their food further away. They're challenged by oil spills in the area. But we're very proud at the zoo to be able to go to Africa and help with the rescue and rehabilitation of some of these birds.
Thanks for telling me all about the penguins. Bye, Debbie.
Thanks, Lorax. It was nice meeting you today.
Wait. Here are some of the ways you can help keep penguins and other animals that live in icy cold places safe. Use less plastic, and always put used plastic in the recycling bin so it doesn't end up in the ocean. You can write letters or draw pictures asking companies to protect marine habitats. And you can learn more about penguins and other animals by reading books or visiting your local zoo. Thanks for joining me on our penguin adventure. I'm giving you a Truffula Trophy. You can collect all of my trophies by learning about other amazing animals and places you can help protect. Keep on caring, nature keepers.